Good. Let's see. All right. Oh my gosh, there's already so many people in the chat. Let's see. Ah, okay, good. Good. People can see me. Can you hear me? Is my audio working properly? Hello, everybody in the chat. Samuel Grant says yes, and Jacqueline says yes, and C. Scott says yes. Okay, I assume. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Good morning, everyone. A touch soft. I was gonna turn up my headset. That doesn't do anything. Let's see. Where's my audio setting? Can turn that up a little bit. Is that better? I have turned the volume up. We'll find out. We'll find out. Okay. Anyway, this is good radio. Let's put this over here. Great. I don't want to get into the unboxing too much. Good. Andy, thank you for the volume note. I don't want to get back to the boxing for at least 10 minutes because I told people we'd be going live at 10 a.m. Central Time, and that is the time that I will start the unboxing. Good note. Does that microphone movement help? Let me know. Goodness. A little bit congested from all of the allergy times. It's that time of year. All right. Goodness. So, thank you, Walking Target. Let's see. Since we are... Hi, Brian. Hello, everybody. Share an anecdote while we wait. An anecdote. Okay, so right now we're in the process of... Oh, Russ, don't worry. I'll come back to the anecdote in a second. Don't worry. This is definitely just allergies. I know that the face is a concerning face of maybe Christopher might accidentally have COVID. I've been very careful, very quarantined, staying here by myself. But... I also am one of the 30,000 people in the experimental vaccine trial that Moderna has been doing. My system is pumped full of questionable experimental vaccine because that's the sort of thing that I like to do. And that means that I almost certainly don't have coronavirus, especially because the COVID Moderna vaccine trial findings have been released to be 95% effective. So anyway, that's a good times. Good time every time. Right. Russ, Russ makes an excellent point. I either have experimental vaccine or a placebo. Time will tell. Who knows? Who knows? Let's put that there. Yes, Take Walker. There's a non-zero chance that I get superpowers out of it, and as Brian noticed, there's also a non-zero chance that I become Plague Rat. Like, this is all the things that are possible. So, all right. Greetings. As Steve Kaler points out, I could, in fact, now lick doorknobs, which that's my truest hope and dream. So, Andy, so there is one person in the hospital that I'm working with, in the research center that I'm working with, who does know, and that's the only person who knows, and they have records of who's in the control group and who's in the test group. But they are, because the reason they have to know, the reason somebody has to know, is that at the end of the trial, anybody that just got the placebo, if the trial is a success, will also get the vaccine. But the trial is supposed to be 25 months long, so I won't be getting it until mid-2022, if that's how long it takes. It might end earlier if we know that it works. Anyway, So, I was asked for an anecdote to I was asked for an anecdote to pass the time since I'm here early, and I can just tell you about what's going on with Greater Than Games. That we just moved warehouses. We moved from a roughly just under 20,000 square foot facility to a around 100,000 square foot facility. We needed to make this move anyway because our warehouse has been at capacity for some time, and by at capacity I actually mean like notably over capacity. But in this process of moving, we were like, okay, well, let's just get the bigger space now so that we can actually, because our warehouse team has to be in the warehouse, which is dicey in these times. So everybody in the offices is working from home. We've got all of the artists, graphic designer, writer, editor type people working from home until like at least Q1 of next year, probably Q2 of next year if we're trying to be honest here. Maybe Q3. We'll see. We'll see. Time will tell. But the warehouse people have got to be in the warehouse. You can't ship product remotely. So we've got like masks and sanitizer and a bunch of like fans to keep air circulating and all that. So that's going well there. But also with the much larger facility, everybody isn't just like 6 feet away from everybody else. It's like 10 or even more feet away from everybody else. So that helps. But in that process, Matt and Jody, our two main warehouse people, the people in charge of the warehouse, have really been enjoying moving into a new space, a much bigger space, and streamlining everything. So we used to have 3 different facilities. We had the main warehouse, and then we also had 2 auxiliary warehouses where stuff would get shipped and then like sit in storage until we could actually accept it at the main warehouse. And so now we've consolidated everything into one, and it's going to make everything we do faster, more efficient, and all that. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited to make that happen. Also, I just moved into a new place because previously at our old facility, I had an apartment that was like a 2-minute drive from work, and I liked that. And since I am occasionally in the warehouse, the new place that I'm living now is like a 20-minute walk from the new warehouse. So that's pretty nice. Powerhound asks, is the office and warehouse still connected? Yes. So the new facility is office and warehouse space. The warehouse space is already all up and running. It's good to go. The offices are currently under construction. There is some office space there, but it needs to be gutted and ripped out and rebuilt for our purposes. And that is happening right now. And it won't be done until they're like, it'll be done by the end of the year. Right. I think it'll be done by the end of January or maybe February if we're lucky. Like, no rush. We're not going to want people in office, in place with each other for a little while. Take your time. No big deal. So I'm just realizing now, looking at the preview of my face over here on YouTube, which I'd rather not look at, let's be real, but that I have these black bars on either side of the thing here. I should have put like arts in them or something. I can't reach into them. It'd be cool if I could break the difference and reach into the black bar. I cannot. All right. So what do I got? I got 4 minutes. I got 4 minutes to kill. Jamie asks, any chance you're hiring? Not currently, but we will. We will be hiring eventually at some point in the future. We've got a few positions we want to fill, but that won't be until sometime in 2021, maybe early 2021, more likely late. We'll see how things go. And with that in mind, keep an eye at greaterthangames.com. There's a main news thing on the front page that we haven't updated in a minute, but we definitely would if we had a job position available. So, other questions? UV for the intakes? Yeah, we definitely have UV light scanner sensor things. Let's see. What part of St. Louis did we move to? Kevin Carter asks. I am now in Dutchtown, as is the new warehouse. We're in a part of St. Louis called Dutchtown. Oh, right. Okay. Let's see. I'm reading all these things. Anything in Des Moines? Not currently. Will you be opening playtesting spaces? Oh, that's a good question. At some point in the future, we'll be opening for more playtesters. Right now, our playtesting crew is really solid, but we would like to do more playtesters. Digital tools. Jason asks, so plans for digital tools for Sentinel Comics RPG character creation. Like, that is a thing we would like to have eventually. We looked into working with a couple of different people who can make such things, and it all came back as very costly. And right now, we didn't want to put money into that thing rather than putting money into the books that we're already making and the art that we're already working on and all that stuff. So it's a thing that we'd like to get there, but we're not quite there yet. Robin asks, how did you guys come up with such awesome stuff? Man, what a tough question. Like, there's so many different people in the office now working on, not right now, in the virtual office now, working on so many different things, and it's all going super well, very interestingly. And like, I actually just spent the last 2 months working on a thing and working really hard on a thing and trying to make a thing work and wrestling with the thing and ultimately realizing this thing doesn't work and it's not working the way I want it to. And the best thing is to jettison it and do something else. And so that's a big part of it, is making a lot of things and fighting through the ones that aren't right to find the ones that are right. It is fun. It's enjoyable. I'm making games. How great is that? It's definitely still work. And there's a lot of uh, hard parts that we have to do before to get to the fun parts. All right. Jonathan asks, "Has Guys caused any technical issues recently?" Certainly. I probably can't even talk about them without him appearing, and I don't have space for that today. So yes, almost certainly. Joe Montando asks, "How long until you guys take over the arch?" Yeah, we're gonna get offices at the top of the arch, and then we're gonna fill the arms of the arch full of boxes, and then we can just ship them out the bottom. And as we get new boxes, we put them in the top, and then they come down. They're like a reverse Pez dispenser. Have you been? Chris asked, "Have you been asked any questions about sleeves lately?" Yes, I have been, by lots of people. Steve Kaler, are there any plans for a yearly event like Gen Con? For one shots for GMs to run and demo the game. Yeah. We want to. We're going to keep putting out. I mean, there's one in this box that I'll be talking about soon, and we're going to keep putting out occasional one shots at least once a year. We'll see. Will the SCRPG book fit sleeved cards? Yeah, you can take sleeved cards and just put them right in the book. No problem. They'll fit right in there. Can the book be sleeved? Certainly. Yeah, you could get like one of those manila envelopes and put the book right in there. That would be great. Oh yeah, how are we feeling about that Freedom 5 card / minis game? Yes, that game is fantastic. I played it. I played a version of that game and what would have become that game for the first time in at Origins of 2012, and wow, it's been a journey over the life of that product. It's exciting to see it actually coming to life, and the art is. It's really cool to have the same thing with the RPG. It's really cool to have artists who aren't Adam working on the art, because like Adam's art's fantastic and I love it, but it's really cool to have for both Adam and me to see this like breadth of different artists working on it. It's pretty cool. Right, it is 10 o'clock now, so I'm gonna take a couple more questions and then I'll actually get to the unboxing, and then I'll do more questions during / after the unboxing. Let's see. Rick asks, "Is GTG considering doing some sort of arrangement like the Dungeon Master Guild where other people can publish SCRPG stuff?" Yeah, we want to look into a way to make that possible. Right now, we have so many things that we're making that we're excited to make that we want to kind of keep going on that path and really focus on that. Because as soon as we get into other people publishing stuff, there's a lot of oversight that has to happen with that. And right now, instead, we're focusing on the stuff we're making, and then we want to expand from there. Andy asks, "Do I have anything up my sleeves?" Nothing up my sleeves. In fact, if I reach into my pocket, I have a knife, but it's not my sleeves. It's my pocket. Let's see. Have you considered doing a general vlog type thing? Robin, we are not great at videos. We're okay at videos. We're not bad at videos. Trevor is very good at videos, but especially with Trevor not being in-house, it's... and right now, being together in the same place for doing video stuff, like... Yeah, if you want, the closest thing we have to like a vlog type thing is the stuff we do for the Letters Page. The Letters Page podcast has a bunch of live video type things that happen as a result of it. So, all right, man, these. Oh, Trevor asked a good question. Is the new Kickstarter board game, the Freedom 5 board game that was just on Kickstarter, the reason that Prime War ended up being canceled? No, not at all. Definitely completely unrelated. Completely unrelated. This is a question I get sometimes, and I understand from the outside viewpoint how this could be the case. Completely not. Prime War was its own thing. The Freedom 5 Kickstarter, like I said, that game has been in the works since 2012. Both are great things. Both are their own separate things. Prime Wardens is still a thing that I have a lot of sadness about, but it's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk today about the RPG, and I think that we are caught up on questions to the point that, yeah. Somebody asked about the forbidden question. I can't talk about the forbidden question, obviously. Yeah, Zachary, so could you consider doing another Sentinel Comics live thing once things are less COVID and you have fewer plates in the air? Yeah, we would definitely like to do that again in the future once so many logistical situations are different than they are now. So let's get into this delightful box of things that I have here. The first thing in this box of things, which, yeah, we're 3 minutes after, anybody that's late can just catch up. So, in this box of things, the first thing that I have is this big box. This big box. This is about the same dimensions, roughly, as the core rulebook will be. I don't know exactly the thickness. The core rulebook will probably be a good deal thinner, maybe 2/3. Anyway, I'm guessing. But this is the GM kit, and we are going to open it up and see what's inside. I haven't opened it yet. Actually, this is I just got this one end of last week, and we have thousands of these in the warehouse now, so that's good. But I have not yet opened one, and I am excited to do so. So let's see. I'm gonna open it up and be like, "Oh no, the whole thing is wrong! Quick, stop the presses!" No, I am certain it isn't because we saw proofs, and the proofs were all good. All right. Easy to remove plastic wrap. That's a nice product feature. I'm just saying things. Throw the plastic on the ground. Someone will come attack it. All right. Oh yeah, I was talking about different artists working on things. Look at all this cool art. I think we put it on the Kickstarter, maybe not, but man, yeah, there's so much great art on the cover here. Some from Adam, much not from Adam. Very cool. All right. Open up the box. Nothing on the inside of the lid, so you can put your sleeved cards here. Just tape them right up. Okay, things in this box. There's a bunch of cards of various sorts. We'll open those all up. How about? While I'm doing this, C. Scott Kippens writes, any rough schedule on the supplements for those of us crazy enough to buy everything? We are working on so many things. Right now, on the list of things that I'm currently working on, we've got the Guys book, the History of Sentinel Comics book, the Dark Watch book, the Urban Settings book, the Sentinel Comics zine, and then the book that has 2 monster adventures, the Diamond Book of Monsters and the Zitsulish Adventures. And those are all in process. None of those have 0 writing done. Most of those have more than 50%. Some of those have more than 90% of the writing done for them. The big thing that's going to take time on that is layout. Layout takes a long time because layout and art happen roughly simultaneously, and they take a long time. And they are in process, but our goal is to put out bare minimum 1 book a year, and we believe that we're going to be able to put out more than that, but bare minimum 1 book a year. And we're going to go as fast as we can. But like I tell you, they're all already in process, and they're all more than halfway done writing wise. So, and yeah, they will ship as soon as they're ready. Good follow up question. Okay, so these cards, which are I don't know if you can see the shininess. Oh yeah, camera catch up. Yeah, look at that shininess. Ooh. So they are coated in a way that you can definitely write and erase on them with dry erase markers. So that's cool. And so this is for setting up your challenges. You can put a challenge up on the board, write some notes into it, tell it how many spaces need to be marked off. So that's a thing that as a GM, you can either be like, challenge, I'll put it out in the middle of the table, everybody can see it, or you can keep it as a notes for yourself. But I like having for myself as a GM notes of like all the things the challenge does, and then using this to freehand. Here's the name, a couple notes of the players, how many boxes you need, put it out on the table. So it's a thing that keeps people, they can keep track of what's going on there. All right. Question. Yes, cool. Yeah. Trying to keep up on the questions while also looking at these things. So yeah, we got a bunch of challenge cards. We also have lieutenants. And they're double-sided, so you can put 1 lieutenant on the front, 1 on the back. And so this way we can put their name in, what their die size currently is, and then any mods they have. So if any +1s or -1s happen, those can go there. All right. Got a bunch of these lieutenant cards. We also have minion cards. Minion cards have more than 1 space because you get lots of minions. And same thing. Die spaces, mod spaces. Focus. Focus on the thing. Too close, not close enough. There we go. Hey, look at that. So Right, whole bunch of minion cards. Unsurprisingly, a lot of those because lots of minions. You know how it goes. And then, very fun. You're like, wait a minute, I didn't see an XYZ card. What about a card that lets me do this? What about this thing? What about that thing? Blank cards. I was just like, listen, how many cards do we print here? Okay, how much fills up the rest of that printing sheet? Great, print that many blank cards. They've got like a nice comic style dots on them, and halftones, and then they're the same dry erase coating. So as you will. Oh man, these are great. These actually turned out even better than I'd hoped. They feel really good. They're really sturdy. Yeah, they've got a core to them. So yeah, these are actually. I had high hopes for these as a product, and I'm actually really pleased with how they turned out. So that's good. I'd seen proofs of those where I'd seen like the digital files, obviously, of what they are going to look like, and I'd gotten blank printings of those with no information on them, and so seeing them together, very cool, very fun. All right, I'm backed up on questions. Let's see. How well does the system work for campaigns that are like a year plus? Awesome, great. Like that's the thing is you can just keep playing, and every time you get 6 issues, you put them into a collection, and like you can go forever. You can change characters over time. Lots of good systems there. Do we just drop a question to be queued for later? Hold it for Q&A portion. If you drop it here, I will maybe see it, and I'll answer it as I can. If I don't see your question, if I don't answer your question here, feel free to put it back in again, because the screen only shows me this much chat. That's how tall my monitor is, and so that much of the chat is how much I can see. And so sometimes I miss things. I got a bit late. Were the challenge cards for overcomes and stuff? Yes, Dominic, there are minion cards. And don't worry, you didn't miss much other than the. I opened the box and the first thing I got out of it was cards, in which we have blank cards, challenge cards, lieutenant cards, and minion cards. So don't worry, you're not far behind. All right. All right, Dave. Extra card packs be available to buy outside the GM kits? No, but like there's a bunch of these cards, so I would be surprised if you needed more. But you might want to buy more GM kits anyway, because there's lots of stuff in here that will eventually run out. But we'll see. I'll go through there. To take the chat, that would be rude. Okay. A couple people said Roll20 sheets have been created. Virtual tabletop support for the rest of what's needed. Minion cards, Bimer trackers. Yeah, we would, Chris. That's a thing that we would definitely like to do. Again, we got stuff we're focusing on, but we have more things that we would like to make as well. So as we are going, all right. Next thing, the next thing that is dry erase as well is a scene tracker. Again, super solid, sturdy dry erase material. Look at this guy. Oh my gosh. And you can put the environment name right in there, scene tracker. And wait a minute, hold on. What if my scene isn't, 2 greens, 4 yellows, 2 reds? Don't worry. We've got a scene tracker that you can designate the reds and greens and yellows however you want to and write your bands in there. Sorry, I'm just really excited about this. And if you're like, wait a minute, hold on. My scene tracker, I want to do this, but I want to have fewer than this number of spaces in total. Great, just mark some of them out. But I want to have more. Great, write more stars here and here. Well, I want to have 20. Great, put stars all along the bottom. Well, I want to have more than that. That's too many stars. You're defeating the purpose of a scene tracker. That's too much. It's not right. Don't do more than that. If you're wanting to put more spaces in your scene tracker than there are stars and spaces for stars on this page, you're doing it wrong. Sorry, you heard it here first. All right, questions. I'm gonna have to just look at. Is there a possibility of an online character creator? Matt Sherman, it's a thing we would like to make. Yeah. Great, awesome. All right. So the next thing we have is actually I'm gonna pull these out in reverse order. Give me it. There we go. Next thing we have is hero sheets. I'm just really excited to have. This is a tear off pad, and these are great. The coating on these is a really matte coating, and so the you can just like they'll write really well, and they're the double-sided hero sheets with your portrait and your name and all the information that's there on the front. Man, these printed really nice. And then on the back, the second side of your character sheet. I think this is this 50 or 100 pages? I know 100 pages. 100 heroes I hold right here in my hand. 100 potential heroes. Yeah, great. Okay, hero sheets. Similarly, we also have, okay, did I miss questions? Pantone colors we're using. Hero Lab, sure, maybe. Will there be a Roll20 module? We would like one, yes. Favorite box? What's my favorite box on the hero sheet? The incapacitated ability box. I don't know if that's true. Maybe the collections box. Maybe the principles box. All right. Yes, Russ, there is only one scene tracker in the box. It's double-sided, but we were intended to just have the one because it's quick to erase and fill out again. Good question. All right. Next thing is villain sheets. And again, we got the villain name, information. You can draw a little picture in there if you're more artistically inclined than I am. Powers, quality, status, all that. And then the backs of these sheets, we were like, do we want to put a second villain on the back of them? And as a GM myself, I was like, no, the thing that I really want to do is on the back of this, have nothing. Have them blank. Because as a GM, a thing that I would like is a place to write notes on stuff. So villain sheet on one side, blank on the other side. Use it for whatever you want. You want to write more villains there? Great. You want to put your minions, lieutenants, and challenges and environments there? Great. Like it's a blank piece of paper. You're welcome. You're welcome for a blank piece of paper. All right. Okay. Let's see. What if we miss this on the Kickstarter? I want this. Awesome. Great. No worries. It'll be in a regularly available product on our website and at your friendly local gaming store. I believe the plan, man, I'm going to get in trouble with somebody, but I'm going to say it anyway. I believe the plan is to have everything in regular distribution by the end of January. So that should be fine. William Jordan has it. Is everything laminated for easy dry erase use? Not everything. The hero and villain sheets aren't. They're matte for writing on, and you tear them off and use them once. But yes, the challenge, minion, lieutenant cards, and the scene tracker are all dry erase perfect. So, fantasy ground support. It's a thing we're working on. Man, we're getting a lot of questions the same questions over and over again. Yeah, we're working on digital stuff as well. It's a thing in the future. Let's see. Chris Willis, somebody asked on the Kickstarter if it's too late to increase their pledge from digital to physical. I don't know. That's not. I think it might be because we're getting so close to shipping, but maybe not. Email contact@greaterthangames. If you have any questions about how to increase your pledge things or get stuff that you were too late on, you might not be too late. Email contact@greaterthangames.com. That's the email address. Contact@greaterthangames.com, and they'll help you out. Worst case scenario, though. It'll be on the web store. It will be on the web store and in friendly local gaming store type places. Are there auxiliary sheets in the pad? Christian Cruz, there are not, because auxiliary sheets are just a blank piece of paper that you write whatever in. There are many different ways you can use auxiliary sheets. Different archetypes use them in different ways, and so having like there's not one size fits all for an auxiliary sheet. And so like just like get creative, and by get creative I mean write it on a piece of paper. You're going to be fine. Okay, how are we doing? Yep. Please tell me you have plans to release roster books based on the characters Sentinel Multiverse. Colin, just wait until you see the core rulebook. It's got some stuff in it, but we're not yet done with the GM kit. I've got one more thing. So the box is now empty, except for the thing that's in my other hand, which is this item here. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Ah! What? Look at this. Look at this. Look at it. The Majesty. Oh my gosh. It looks so good. It's a 4-fold GM screen. I am not a GM screen person as a GM. Not against them, but like for me as a GM, I don't use one. I like to just put everything out on the table, and like I have maybe my notes on a piece of paper, but like everything just goes out there. But this GM screen is gorgeous, and also, besides being very nice looking, very helpful. It's got information. How do I do this? It's got information on how to do minion stuff, hero and villain actions, your boost and hinder overcome chart, and also some information on twists, a bunch of cool twist information. So yeah, this GM screen is great. It's great. It's great. And just for Dave, it mentions different sharks in the minion list, just like the core rulebook does, but like Anytime you can get sharks in a book, you're doing Dave a favor. If you don't know why, you should ask Dave Chalker. He'll tell you. He'll tell you about his sharks. Okay. Questions. If there's other books coming, we'll be able to purchase GM kits and the Pillage Administrator to come with them. Let's see. I don't believe so. I think that the shipping is set there. But at that point, the GM kits will be out in advance, and you can just walk into a store and pick one up. No big deal. Kickstarter backers should get that as a digital wallpaper. Good question. Good point, Michael. I'll write that down about sending that art out to people. Michael Goldsby said GM screen wallpaper. Yeah, that's a good idea. You made me write a note. That's always a good sign. All right. Is there a plan for the final version of the core book PDF be available? Yep, it'll be available by the end of the month. Any chance we can get a PDF of the GM screen? Oh, good question. Good question. GM screen. I believe that is the intention. Just write more notes. Okay. Show off the dice already? Ghost Wolf, don't worry. We have not shown off the dice. We've only gotten through the GM kit. Starter kit, final product. Delicious sandwich entry removed because it's not in the core rulebook. I can't get Dave onto the stream because I'm not doing a Zoom. Normally when I do a stream with Adam or with Paul, it's because we're doing a video conference thing on my screen, and then I port that screen into the live stream. For this, I'm just talking to my camera, coming right at you, folks. Collection edition of the core rulebook, limited or to be reprinted? Zachary, I don't know. That really depends on how it sells and the interest in it. Certainly, we are printing a run of them now. We have slightly more of them than the backers need, so we'll have some available on our web store. If there's a great demand, I could see doing more, but we'll see. We'll see. It's not a Kickstarter exclusive, that's for sure. Was it Dave's idea to have guys riding a shark? No, but maybe we did it to be nice to Dave. Dry erase rulebooks, dry erase dice, and dry erase food. All right, Jonathan. All right, calm down. Calm down. Okay. All right. Those didn't back, but did pre-order the core book with access to PDF before shipping. Yes. Yeah. If you got the digital, you pre-ordered the core rulebook, but you didn't back the Kickstarter. Yeah, the PDF will be available before shipping, but you won't get it on the Kickstarter backing thing, but we will be pushing it out to everybody once the PDF is 100% done. PDF of the hero sheet without the drop-down menu would be great. They show up when printed. Oh yeah, there is a blank one, and I'll note. I thought that the drop-down menu thing was solved. PDF hero sheet drop-down. The last version of the hero sheet that I used, the drop-downs were gone. Like you can still click on them and use them, but not when you go to print. All right. Sorry that I didn't say that, but I'll say smash that like and subscribe button. I don't know how that works. Okay. Great. Can we get a dry erase, guys? All guises are dry erase. You can write on any guise ever. You can write on it with the dry erase marker. You might not be able to erase it, but you could definitely write on it with the dry erase marker. Okay. Will the PDF be higher res than the last update? We're gonna. That's also a thing I did make a note, but I want to follow up on that, which was that somebody in the chat recommended, or somebody in the comments section said, "Oh, what if we do two versions, super high res and super accessible?" So we'll give you one that's like, this actually loads quick, and then we'll give you a high res one. It won't load quick, but it'll be beautiful. Great. So many notes. Let's open another product. Let me put all this stuff back. For anybody that missed it, we've got the hero and villain sheets that are the tear-off pad. We've got a beautiful GM screen. We have a dry erase scene tracker. We've got dry erase cards of a bunch of types for reference cards. Think of these as like super fancy upgraded note cards, because we were talking when we were putting together the GM kit, people were like, what is the most important thing? I'm like, as a GM, I just use a bunch of index cards, and that's what I do for everything. And they're like, what if we made super fancy upgraded versions of index cards? So it's like, oh, well, good idea. Good thinking. So that's the GM kit. I was like a non-zero amount of anxious that I'd open it up and something would be wrong or substandard or missing. And because, like, you always got to be a little concerned. No, perfect, gorgeous, glorious. I'm so excited about this. This is one of the best product type things we've ever made. So, and I have one now. Okay, I'm excited. Okay, what else? Questions? Yeah, Steve Kaler. What about a pompadour wig? Steve Scott Hammond. I don't know that I need a pompadour wig. Okay. Right. Let's go. Next thing. Dice. Dice. It's the dice kit. Here's one of my favorite things about the dice kit. Oh no, it's in one of these like terrible, like you have to destroy yourself kind of get up. Oh wait, no. I just opened it. Just I didn't lose any flesh trying to open this. All right. Look at all these dice. There's not an easy way for me to not just put these. I'll just put these on the table. I dump the dice on the table. This is good radio. I'm not recording this, so it won't be radio later. So there you go. It's just this YouTube video, just for YouTube. So, got all these dice. 3 D's 12. Look at these numbers. Focus, focus, focus. No? Huh? Yeah, there we go. Look at the beautiful... It keeps wanting to focus on my face, which, like, I appreciate. Cover up my face. Don't look at my face. Yeah, there we go. Look at these beautiful numbers. They're the same numeral font that we use in the core rulebook. So, how many... Dave asked how many D20s does it have in it? 0 D20s, Dave. It's got 3 D4s, 3 D6s, 3 D8s, 3 D10s, and 3 D12s. But no D20s. Ah, failure. What is this dice opening magic? Yeah, right. You can't. You don't have to. You don't have to explode your hands. Okay, great. Yeah. So this is the bounty of dice. Ooh, amazing. Does anybody have anything in particular that they want to see about these dice? Like, the D4s are blue, the D6s are green, the D8s are orange, the D10s are red, and the D12s are purple. Okay. What size sleeves do we need for the dice? You can just laminate them, and then they're fine, or shrink wrap them. That's like a sleeve. How do they roll? No, they roll really well. Yeah, even the D4 rolls well. I always like to check in these guys. The D4 rolls well, and the D12 doesn't go forever. D12 sometimes have the problem of being just a soccer ball. It's like, whoop, it's gone forever. Nope, it's got a good point on it. Yeah. What I get? Let's see. Okay, I'm going to talk about the next thing, but I want the chat to come up with a power, an equality, and a status for me to roll, and I'll use those 3 dice and roll it and see how I do. I'll make an overcome action. The other thing that's here in this fantastic set, here at the bottom, you'll note it says plus, right here, plus dice bag. It's right here. That's this. This is the dice bag. It comes with a bag that says Sentinel Comics on it, and all the dice go in the bag. So you have the bag, the nice little fabric bag with the pull string cords, and then you take all your dice, and you just put them right in the bag. Do they fit nicely? They fit very nicely. This bag, I would say, is half full. I don't think it's a half empty kind of bag. I think it's a half full kind of bag. So there's plenty of space in that bag for you to reach in and root around and get out what you want. So let's see. The powers. Power. I saw elemental control cheese. Sure. Oh, I see Brian's D12 sartorial acumen. All right, I'll take that. I think I might only be a D10 sartorial acumen, but I'm going to take the boost. I appreciate that. So I've got a D12 for that. I need a quality. Does anybody have a quality for me? Let's see. I'll say that Steve Kaler said beard, vest, and green, but my beard, I'll say, is that I've got a D10 beard. Okay, yeah. It's a little quarantine beardy right now. I need to trim up a little bit. D10 beard. Great. And then I'm in the green zone. We're at the start of this. This hasn't gone off the rails yet. It might. I see a green D8. I'll take that. Let's see, D8. Great. So I was able to look into the bag, sort around and get the numbers that I want without too much trouble. Pretty good. So I've got a D12, a D10, and a D8. I roll them. I take the mid-rolling result. I rolled a 1, an 8, and an 11. So an 8's my mid. Fantastic. That's great. No twists for me, which is a shame. I like twists. Anyway, that is the dice bag. Very cool. And on the cover of this, a little bit of an Easter egg here. That is Paul throwing dice as seen in the core rulebook. So very cool. All right, put that to the side. Now I have this bag of dice. I'm really excited about these dice. Oh, man, this is a good product. Okay, what are we doing here? What are we talking about? Let's do this MD12. Overcome to get the fast-moving stream of questions. That's good. The D8s are red. The D12s are purple, and the D6s are green. Now I'm going from memory, but I think that's correct. Yeah, right. An 8 mid. That's pretty great. Yeah, the logo. I think it turned out very nicely. Like that's easy to read. And it's really well printed on there. I was like, can I just scratch this off? I can't. Yeah. I was like, am I going to regret vigorously scratching at this? I did not regret it. So, okay. Oh, Jesse Garrison. Great question. A few people asked if the D10 has a 10 or a 0 on it. So most D10s have a 0 for the tens place. Let's count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Getting close. 8, 9, 10. A 10! A 10! That's right. This is not... Don't use these dice for percentile dice. This is a 10. You got a 10 on your die. Very nice. All right. All right. Ghost Wolf, it's not embroidered, but it's like, it's not just like, it's not cheaply printed on there. It seems really set in there. Yeah. Technology, the things you can do with it these days. Amazing. Oh, man. Trident, you got your message deleted by Google Moderator. I wonder, it wasn't me. Huh. Oh, Trident, did you try to post a link? I think Google gets mad sometimes when you post links in the chat. Because I'm like, wait a minute. I know that Trident042 isn't a trolling person posting things that need to be moderated out of here. Huh. All right, well. Oh, no. I hope not. All right. A vinyl print. Yeah, Joe, that might be a vinyl print. It's not very shiny. Like, it doesn't have... A little bit shiny. Yeah, anyway. It looks great. It stands up to wear and or tear. Citizen tear. I've got a book next. It's a coloring book. This is a silly thing. It's a silly thing, and I love it. Like, we were like, oh, what's a thing we could print? We could print a coloring book. This is a premium coloring book, too. The pages are perforated, so you could tear them out after you've colored them. Oh, look at this myriad art. And this dragon claw art. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, cat stuck up in a tree, good times. Look at this Slaughterhouse 6 art. Am I holding it right? Look at it. Holy crap. That is one of my favorite arts in the book. Wait until you see it in color. But yeah, that Slaughterhouse 6 art is amazing. Oh my gosh. Goodness gracious. Some Battle of the Bands art. Oh, and somebody mentioned that they liked the Legacy Grilling art from the cover of the GM kit. Well, you can color it yourself. Oh, that's a really nice art. That's a nice one. That's a nice one. It's not Legacy, though. That's Heritage. That's Legacy. Bam. That's Baronblade. That's Legacy. And Heritage. Okay. And there's a Daybreak art as well. Yeah. Yeah. Good times. Oh, somebody said that the hippo looked dignified. How about an undignified hippo? Also an awesome art. Also, very awesome. Color it yourself. Make it look great. I like both these arts. So this is an Adam art of Ermine and Fright Train robbing a bank. Look at this guy up here. He's just getting tossed. Whoa. Rough times. All aboard, right? But look at this Time Slinger art. Look at that robot horse. Look at that Time Slinger. The Wraith. Anyway, coloring book, like I said, kind of a silly thing. Actually ended up being really great. Very high quality. The pages are nice and thick. Put them on your fridge. Okay, I have not looked at questions in a second. Can I sleeve my colored pages? Absolutely can. Is that Mrs. Heritage with somebody's grilling? Yes, that is his wife. Dragonclaw is the operative's new name? Yes, it is. How well does the coloring book roll? Not bad. I could do it like a flip over sort of thing with it. It's pretty good. Tails. I got tails is what I got with my roll. It's a D2. Comes with the coloring book, which is a D2. Macaboose. Did the coloring book have a 10 or a 0 in it? It's got a 20. It has a 20. It's got a 20. That's your D20. Can it do acrylic paints? What kind of markers? Man, that's a great question. The pages are thick. I'm guessing you can do anything you want on it. What happens to the backside? Like if you go super thick marker, it might bleed through. It's a good question. It seems to be like regular, decent stock paper. So I'll bet you certain things would bleed through it. Speedy, you did miss the dice, but this video will be available afterwards on the YouTube, so you can just go and YouTube's it. No big deal. How does the coloring book taste? I've gotten a few questions about the dice taste and the coloring book taste. I'm not gonna put any of these things in my mouth. I'm just not a toddler. All right. Is the coloring book going to be on the web store? Yeah, I believe so. I'd be surprised. All right. Okay. Last thing that's in this box is an adventure. It's in a whole adventure. I'm very excited. Very excited. What's beautiful like man? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. All right. So I don't want to get too spoilery here, but like there's a train. We know that there's a fancy train as part of this adventure. Scene tracker. Can't show you that. I can show you this. It's pretty cool. Look at all these. Here, I'll get the text out of here. Yoop. Look at all these cool lieutenants. Who could they be? Oh. Yep. Some familiar faces, some unfamiliar faces. Can't show you that. Can't show you that. Nope. You'll just have to find out. It turned out very nicely. Super happy with it. Look at that cover. Majestic. Oh my gosh. Look, it's Fright Train over here. Fright Train. And his helmet thing is back. You can see his head. You can even see a little bit of his face. It's pretty dark because he's in the shadow. But you can see his face. Fright Train's face. Not from an alternate reality. Amazing. Okay. Questions. Questions. Radioactivist. Yeah, that's who that was. Can we choose the heroes we're going to play for this adventure? Absolutely. This is not intended to be played with any particular set of heroes. You can play it with any extant heroes or heroes you make on your own. Totally good to go. Those are not Citizens Summer and Winter, Brian. Good question. All right. Mysterious figure with the red dot. Oh, that's... You're saying who is this mysterious figure with the red dot? Somebody in the chat will probably answer you. Yeah, there you go. What genre is the adventure? Like... Oh, well. It's like pretty like general superhero-y type stuff, but with a bit of heist thrown in. Bit of train heist thrown into your regular superhero adventure. Okay. Okay. All right. Good to go. So, one thing left. In the update that I posted last week, I said, I'm getting a package that is being shipped from the printer. I don't know what's in it. I hope it's a core rulebook. I think it might be a core rulebook. And I wasn't sure what it was going to be. And so I got the package the other day. And I was very excited. Look at this. It's the special edition. Look. Amazing. Wow. Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh. It's got this foil printing. Looks so good. But here's the funny thing. It's a proof of the cover. So I opened the box and was like, ah! So anyway, special edition printing looks good. The leather is nice. The foil looks great. Look at that foil. Ooh. Very cool. Very cool. But it's just the cover. So yeah, Dave Shocker says our editors went a little heavy on this one. Wrong, all the way down. So sorry for trolling you with this hopes of thing. I truly thought it might be the book and was very excited with the package. I too was trolled by the printer, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity to show you this fantastic book here. Wow, amazing. Sentinel Comics, the role-playing game. You're not really sorry. I'm not that sorry. Look, you could take the cover. This is all we're shipping, everybody. This is just it. This is a product. And then you take the coloring book and the one-shot adventure and you put them right in there. It's like you have a real book. Amazing. No, there will be a book. I just don't have it yet. I want it. I don't have it yet. Transparent pages. Yeah. So there you have it. Now that we are here at the 40-minute mark, is there anything that anybody wants to see again? Anything that people came in late, like, oh, I really wanted to see something of the GM kit. I can show it again. Also, I can just take any questions but one. There's the forbidden question. I won't answer it. Nor I really have said too much already. Other than that, I'll talk about anything you want to talk about. I was planning on this going about an hour, so we've got 18-ish minutes left that I'd be happy to chat with y'all about anything you're interested in. Having a nice day here. Yep, someone has run off with my shrink wrap that I threw on the ground, so we'll have to find out where that went. Let's see. Questions. Thomas asks, when and where will the Off the Rails be available in PDF? Not as part of the GM kit. Yeah, so the Off the Rails adventure isn't part of the GM kit. It's its own single adventure. Anybody that backed the Kickstarter and got physical things will be getting it, and we'll also be putting the PDF of it out. So it'll be a lot like what we did with Stolen Legacy and Urban Infestation, but with also being part of the Kickstarter. All right. What is the forbidden question? I can't talk about that. Oh my gosh. Can I see the laminated cards again, please? Yes. Yes, certainly. I'll just open up this, the smooth telescoping box of the GM kit. Let's get these cards out. I've messed up the order of them. Does it matter? Maybe. Maybe. All right. Laminated cards. So we have Lieutenant cards. They're double-sided. You can see my face in the monitor. Look at that. Inception. So yeah, laminated cards. For lieutenants, minions. Challenges. So you can write the challenge, some notes, and then however many successes you need. Challenges. Double-sided. And blank ones, you can write whatever you want on. These are the ones that are most likely to get used all the time at my table, but they're actually all very useful. Like I said, I'm not a big GM screen person. I'm probably going to use that one. If nothing else, I can lay it out as a reference thing so everybody has access to it. I'm not a big like fancy components person. I use like just using regular note cards. These are just better than regular note cards. They just are. So great. I'm convinced. All right. I'm sure I've missed questions. Oh my gosh. Let's see. How far up? What is Fright Train's favorite kind of train? Man, that's a good question. I'd have to ask him. I don't know. Look at the GM screen. Yeah, I'll get that out. What kind of knife do I carry? I carry a Kearnshaw Leak. I like it quite a bit. It's got a tip lock, so it doesn't open on its own. The tip lock can be disengaged right over here. And then, whoosh, it opens very nicely. And the Kearnshaw Leak in particular that I carry is the blade is 2 different metals. I don't know if you can see, there's a weld line through it here. It's kind of raggedy. So it's got D-tool tool steel for the front edge of the blade, which keeps a really nice edge, but the back of it is a carbon steel. Anyway, I care about knives. You wanted to see the GM screen. Yeah. I will show you the GM screen in all of its majesty. Majesty. Majesty, 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 majesty. Majesty all the way down. Similarly, information. Information. Very cool. Okay, let's see. All right, there's too many things. I'm gonna declare question bankruptcy. I'm going down to the bottom. Would a new season of Sentinel Comics Live continue the trend of a GM with a new set of heroes, or would any of them be revisited? Man, everything's up in the air, Zachary. Good question. We would like to revisit some of the heroes we've already seen. We'd also like to do some new stuff. Really depends on when we get back into the office and who's up for things and what we do. So, how easy is the GM kit box to open and close? Great question. Pretty easy. I just did it pretty simply. This is at empty. I took all the things out because I have them laid around the table in case people ask for them, and that makes it harder to open because it doesn't have any weight to it. So for closing, seems good. And for opening, like I said, without any weight, it's harder to, like if it has got, when I opened it before, it had some weight in it, I could just go whoop, and the bottom would come out. But even without any weight, like, whoop, pull out the top a little bit, pull out the bottom a little bit. Open, closed, open, closed. Amazing. All right. How many questions have you missed? Oh, probably lots, Fred. Good question. And I see you actually right above that. I have a real question. But yeah, I missed a lot of questions. But like, just put them into the chat again. Just keep this going. We got 13 more minutes. Russ, you asked about blank scene tracker. We've got this side of the scene tracker and then this side of the scene tracker, which is blank. Oh, you meant like a card like this with nothing on it at all? We don't have one of those. But you could use one of the blank index cards because I usually just make my scene trackers on an index card. You could, it wouldn't be as big and glorious, but you could just take one of these and write scene tracker, put your stars, good to go. Oh my goodness. Does your knife do energy damage? It does not. Will the character sheets from the live play be available soon? Yeah, I believe that we're putting those out at the same time that we're putting out other PDF type things. I know people are currently assembling and tweaking those to make sure that they are up to date. Does the GM screen have a dry erase area on it for a note? Unfortunately, it does not. If you leave the GM box open, how long until a cat comes in it? Not long. The only reason a cat hasn't come to sit in this box yet is because she's currently attacking plastic wrap. Chromanity. Yeah, right. Great. Mike, you wanted me to tell Katie that she said she's amazing. Mike, you're 100% correct. And what I'll do is I'll just screen capture that thing you said and put it into... Done. She has been told. What are we going to... Can the GM kit hold the one-shots? Yeah, actually, that's a great question. I think it can, but let's find out. Open the GM kit box again. Take the one-shot and the coloring book, which are the same size. Consistency is key, people. Put them in the box. Okay, so the answer is almost. Side to side, or sorry, top to bottom. No, sorry. Side to side, perfect. Like, fits in there perfectly. Great, no problem. Top to bottom, little tall, because this box is meant to like go on the shelf with these things. So yeah, they can go in, and they're not gonna take any damage or anything. They're just it's a little tight. It's a little tight. So not exactly. That's not the intention of the box. It's a good question though. But you could cram them in there. The one shots won't be in mint condition then, but it would work. I dropped my pen, but maybe I won't need it again for the rest of this, so we'll see. How was your week? My week was good. It's kind of just started, but so far so good. How do you feel about people homebrewing stuff already to convert your brilliant system into other genres like mecha anime instead of superhero comics? I mean, like, go for it. Mess around with it. Like, people should definitely do game design stuff, and most game design stuff is inspired by other things, other games, but also just other things in life. So, like, have fun with it. If you're going to use the system is not open license, so you can't use it for products, but that doesn't prevent you from just like doing whatever you want at home with things. PDF of the coloring book available? I believe so. I've got to get my pen. I'm back. I believe we are putting out a PDF of the coloring book? Question mark? Time will tell. Handout that puts all the charts for character creation in one place to save us from flipping back and forth through the book constantly. Yeah. We have... I'll make a note about that, but that is a thing that we do have that we put out before. Chapter 3 charts. So we need to update that with the most recent charts. But yeah, having a PDF thing that has all of the charts is a thing we're going to do. Is the Stolen Legacy one-shot likely to be the longest one-shot we get? Yes, it is. It's too long. We were super ambitious with Stolen Legacy, and we kept writing stuff, and Clark did a great job, and the art's fantastic, and then whoops, it's too long. So I would say that the one-shot, the off-the-rails one-shot in length is between Stolen Legacy and Urban Infestation. It's right in between those two. In the core rulebook, there's 2 adventures. There's a Battle of the Bands adventures, and there's a Conspiracy of Clones adventure. The Battle of the Bands adventure is about the same length as Off the Rails. It's in that range. Conspiracy of Clones is much longer, and it's intended to be. But, all right. Okay. Hardcover release of the Starter Kit adventures. Maybe. They're more useful as individual things. Maybe but like, just put them in the GM kit, the GM screen type thing that comes with them. It's a nice little sleevey thing. That hand motion, I don't know if that's helpful or not. Wonder if the adventures will fit in the standard comic book sleeves they use for rare comics. So no, they're bigger than comics. So regular comics are like roughly this height and roughly this width or so. And so these are slightly smaller than slightly bigger than a regular comic book. But they're still, I believe, bag sleeves for this size of a thing. Paper cutter to trim off the sides of the books. Yeah, you could trim off. There's a bit of margin there, no problem. You could just trim a little bit from this edge, and I'd probably trim from the top edge. So yeah, just no big deal. Then they'll fit just perfectly. C. Scott Kippen, that's incorrect. This is not the same system as Marvel at all. Many of the same designers, but it's its own system. It's not the same as the Margaret Weiss system. It is a system from Critical Hits. William Jordan asks, how is everyone at GTG doing? Great. We are doing pretty well. March and April were rough. They were rough and they were scary. Obviously, because the world was scary and we were worried about people's health, but also as a company, things were pretty tough. We stopped making money for March and April because we had very few online sales and our distributor sales were zero. And so that was bad. Early March was okay, but by the end of March, and the problem is that we don't get paid in early March. We get paid in a net 30 account. So people buy stuff from us all March, and then we get paid at the end of the month. And so at the end of the month, people are like, we can't pay you. And so we had back pay that we were owed that people weren't paying us. And we've recovered from that now, and things are good now. But the Q2 of the year was very scary. Q3 much better, and Q4 has been good. We're back in shape, but it was rough. It's touch and go there for a minute. Good question about corrosion on the knife. There is a slight line. Oh man, you can almost see it. No, you can't. There is a slight line that you can see between the D2 and the carbon backer that has a tiny, it's not even a rust line, it's just like a weld line. So I haven't had any problems with corrosion. I've had 3 of those knives. I love this knife. It's my favorite knife. How excited are you about the Freedom 5 board game? Very excited. I love the game. The art is great. The writing has been fun to work with them on. So I've got a bunch more work I need to do with them, but it's good. Oh, man. Okay. Do you plan on starting to go to game cons if they start up next year? Really depends, Chris Willis. It's a good question. Conventions next year are going to be dicey. Dicey. The first convention that we would go to as a company, I don't see us as a company. This isn't an official statement. This is just me speculating. But I don't see us as a company going to anything earlier than Gen Con next year. Will Gen Con next year happen? That's a big question. It really depends on a bunch of factors. But let's say PAX East happens, we wouldn't be going. Origins, probably not. I don't see a way that that's going to be safe or comfortable. So the soonest that I could see us going to a convention next year would be Gen Con, and it's very question marky if Gen Con would happen and if it would be safe. So we'll see. We'll see. I'd like to. I like being able to go to conventions. I like being able to see all you delightful people, but I don't want to do it in a way that's not safe. Right. How hard was it to find a tie that is actually greater than the game's orange? This is one of my 3 orange ties, all of which have their own character. This orange tie actually is orange, and also it has a little bit of like a purple, like a violet, and a little bit of a silvery white in there as well. Yeah, it's great. It's a little bit darker of an orange than the than as a result. So I'm gonna get in trouble. Okay. Questions. Use a specific concept for character. With GM approval, can you skip the random rolling and pick the abilities you want? Yes, you and your GM can work together to pick and choose from the chapter. That is mentioned at the beginning of Chapter 3. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Would you travel to UK cons? Oh, yeah, UK Games Expo is, in September. September of next year? Maybe. Did they officially move it? Because I know they moved it this year. Did they officially move it to September of next year? It's a big maybe. It's a big maybe. I wouldn't want to decide on that before April of next year at the soonest. PAX West. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Man, we've had a bunch of people here. This is delightful. This was fantastic. Thank you all for joining us here. This is perfect. We're wrapping up at the right time too. Any final questions, or are we just going to call it a day? Oh, London one in September. Yeah, no. So I've gone to the Birmingham one many times. I have not been to the London one. But anything official for GMs who want to demo the game, either adventures or rules from Greater Than Games? I mean, if you want to demo the game, I suggest going from the starter kit. That's a great place to start. Also, the one-shots are good. Stolen Legacy is a bit much, but Urban Infestation and especially Off the Rails are great for that. So, all right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Is great to see you. It's really fun to show all this stuff off. Like I said, it surpassed my expectations in a variety of ways. I think the only thing that didn't surpass my expectations was the Off the Rails adventure, but I wrote it and was like heavily in there with the editing and the layout and the shifting things around. So I didn't have a lot of I had less anxiety about what the off the rails adventure was going to look like. Everything else, though, like I saw the proofs and everything, did editing on everything, but getting to hold it and touch it, the quality really turned out great. Those dice are fantastic. The GM kit's great. Oh man, the GM screen looks glorious. So, all right. Oh, there was a question. So they chose parse an athletic build in Freedom 5 comments. Yeah, that's a bit weird. I'm going to be talking to them about it because like that's not quite what we've seen from her in the past. But ultimately, like that is it's a thing to talk about. So we'll see what happens with that. Okay, unboxing for the video for the core rulebook when it comes out. Yeah, I would like to. When will the next live stream, if anything, be? I do live streams as part of the letters page with great frequency. We'll be doing one this Friday, but you got to be part of the letters page Patreon for that. And then the other question was unboxing of the core rulebook. Yeah, when I have the core rulebook in hand, I'll do a Kickstarter thing and be like, guys, I've got the thing. Let's do another thing. Let's flip through it. Let's talk about it. Because if you can't tell, I'm very excited about all this. This is genuine excitement. I love getting to share this stuff with you guys. So anyway, thanks. It's great seeing you all, and I will catch you all